Hey everyone, so in this next video, quick one, I'm going to discuss the progress in the gym checklist. Sometimes we're so fixated on how we look externally, our physical changes, what's on the scale, etc. And that is not necessarily the win all, whatever. Let's get into the video. Hey everyone, so like I said, let's go through some quick points in terms of the gym checklist to see if you're progressing. Now, we often focus on the scale, which I've already gone into why it's not the right thing anyway, and for so many different reasons on so many of the videos that I've done. And it's not purely focused on what you look like in the mirror, losing the body fat, building the muscle. That's not the only focus. Sometimes we feel like we're not improving in our training, especially when you measure the progress in or on the mirror, and that can then be very demotivating. So you really want to check these things on the checklist that I'm going to go through, because they're probably going to help you stay motivated. And some of you that have not actually checked on these things might wish to check on these things and be like, wow, okay, I'm doing a lot better than what I was. Some of these elements, I would say, is what I vary my clients on. So sometimes it might be weight progression, sometimes it might be range of motion, and even for myself, right? Have you ever seen a bodybuilder that squats like 200 kg or 150 kg, whatever it is, and they do not do the full range of motion? They can go so far, but yet they're low enough, granted, but there's a difference between range of motion and heaviness. And so there's progression in different ways in terms of the gym. And that's why you see a lot of people either tweaking or are very much, a lot of people focus on one angle of it as opposed to changing what they should. And that's where your coach can really help you, because you stay balancing out all physical areas. And with this checklist, hopefully you'll be able to see that and realize that you're doing a lot better than what you thought you were doing. It's also good to ask yourself things like, am I getting stronger? Doing more reps with the same weight? More weight for the same reps? That's also improvement. You can also say, can you tolerate more quality working sets with your workout and your work capacity improve? Are you in less pain in the gym, less discomfort, less pain in everyday life, less pain after your workouts? If so, that's brilliant in terms of less pain during your day-to-day routine of life. You're more mobile, you're not feeling so much pain. If the weight on the bar is staying the same but your technique is improving, that is also progress. If the weight on the bar is staying the same but your range of motion is getting deeper, or a fuller range of motion, that is also progress. Has your mobility improved so you can maybe squat deeper? Maybe you've also focused on some conditioning training, so I'll link that in the description box below. Conditioning training is very important, and maybe you've diverted your focus towards that, and so has that improved as opposed to maybe gaining a faster proportion of muscle mass if you were just lifting heavier weight. Don't forget about the mental sides. I always talk about the mind, body, and soul, and I balance it all out. So don't forget about the mental health side of stuff. Are you feeling more confident in the gym? Are you walking in more confident, walking in with a purpose, walking in what you're going to do, more confident on what you do in the gym in terms of moving from exercise to exercise, excited to go to the gym? Not every day, of course, but most of the time. For me, it's my outlet, it's my time. When it's my session, I do go to the gym for my clients, but a lot of my clients are also online because they're global. And so sometimes for me, that time is for me. And I get people coming up to me that either, you know, to help them out or want to ask me a question. Not everyone knows, obviously, I'm a coach, because I don't PT in a gym, so no one knows unless they know me or they see I've done something and they come and ask me. Other than that, it's kind of like my time. And afterwards, if I've got a client that's at like a different time zone, then I attend to that. Are you feeling more confident in your everyday life? Are you feeling like your self-esteem is a bit better? Are you feeling like you're not hiding behind the shadows? You're not necessarily like, I'm so confident now, and you might be, but what I'm saying is I don't want to put the high expectation over here just in case some of you are not, but you're feeling like I can actually say something where I've been very shy in the past, for example. That used to be me when I was overweight. All these things are extremely important and matter in terms of progress. These things are all progress, and chances are you're progressing more than you realize. And if you've got a coach, they should be telling you this. They should be telling you this as well. I'm a no sugarcoat type of coach, but I'm very understanding, and we tweak things to make sure they adapt to you on a daily basis if you were to work with me, or for my clients. It's not always kind of progress you look for enough, right? So it's not always about what you look like in the mirror. Now, I've got a 8-week and also a 20-week course of online training where I also look at your nutrition, and we do your online, you do your training depending on what your goal is. But the minimum I do is an 8-week one, because that's what I believe we can get in terms of results. There's also the 16 and 20-week one. And the reason I say that is because it depends on what your goal is, right? But the 8-week guaranteed, we can see changes, and not only in the physical. Like I said, you're going to see changes where I've tweaked stuff in the gym, and then one day you're going to be like, wow, I can squat deeper, or this is actually challenging. How can I not go all the way to the bottom of something in a full range of motion? Yeah, I can lift whatever, a 10 kg dumbbell with my bicep doing a certain technique or time under tension. And then one day it all clicks. So your gym checklist, very short now. Adding weight to the bar is a progress. More reps with the same weight is progress. Technique improving is progress. I'm so big on technique. For so long, you go to the gym, you see people adding weights, or you see endurance. I was in endurance stage for a long time, endurance of reps and hypertrophy. I recently increased weight, and that's where I say, if you're a female, you will not bulk up, right? So for example, I'm currently lifting a 48, depending on how my day is, 48 or 50 kg dumbbell, doing goblet squats. And then when I'm going to do a video on a short on glute. And then if it's a one side hip thrust, I will put that kg on one of the legs, and I will do a single leg hip thrust and then the opposite one. So I do that once I've got the goblet or the dumbbell, because it's heavy, once I've got it off the side, and I will do everything I need to in that with the rest that I need. But just so what I'm saying, even when I'm in the gym and the guys see me, I feel some of them are like, what on earth how is she going to carry that? How is she going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I think I can go heavier, but it's actually moving the dumbbell from the ground, obviously lifting it up, sitting on the bench, then putting it here. It's not easy, and then getting it down. You've got to do it in a safety way. And so if you can't do it with heavy weights, what I was doing is, when I'm starting to feel it easy, because I probably don't have a spotter, I then change my technique so I'm still glowing and developing that muscle or that range of motion whatever it is. You know, there's a lot of elements in terms of progress, and that's why also online training works. You know, until I was a coach, until I started doing it, I was forced to do it during COVID, do my own program, do my own home thing, working on the different methods and techniques. I was very skeptical. You know, how can I continue to do it with the same amount of weights? I don't have the same weights as the gym, blah, blah, blah. You can, all right, you can progress. And so going back to it, technique improving, number 3. Number 4, improving the range of motion. Number 5 is training in less pain, less discomfort, having less pain and discomfort in day-to-day mobility, confidence increasing, self-esteem increasing, enjoying your training, wanting to be there majority of the time. It won't be all the time. And your work capacity improving. All those things count as progression. So don't just focus on the mirror, don't focus on external, and also don't wait until someone tells you, because what happens, if you ever noticed, the easiest is the weight loss. If you ever noticed you're on a weight loss, okay, and then you might plateau, but then you keep going, and then suddenly someone will be like, oh my God, you've lost loads of weight, and you've been like, oh my God, for 3 weeks I felt like I might be, but no one's saying anything. I can't see it. What is happening? Why is it not moving? And then suddenly there's a click. It's the same, but muscle mass takes time. So muscle mass will take several months for someone to be like, your body has significantly changed. If you're not looking, for example, if you're not obese, getting into losing weight and muscle mass, let's say you're in shape, and you are just changing your workout to increase your muscle mass, it takes some time. And that's why there's the 8-week program, there's the 16, and there's the 20-week program. But I hope this helped. If it did, please do subscribe to the channel, because I'm giving my time during my clients, because I really do want to help anyone out there. And I really do want to emphasize the importance of your mind, your physical body, as well as your soul. And maybe because I don't necessarily post my workouts, you might be thinking, what does, I've not seen most of her workouts, but most of the workouts are staple workouts. And like I said, I lift at 48, 50 kg dumbbell. Now, I think it was a few weeks ago, I posted one where I had a 42 dumbbell. I've progressed in a couple of weeks, and that's just, I was able to, but because I was trying to remain safe. And also, suddenly you progress and you're like, can I really do this? Am I going crazy? 50 kg. And the guys are around, there's hardly anyone that's doing a 50 kg dumbbell. It doesn't have to be on the legs, whatever. So, then you get the looks, whatever it is. The last thing I want to mention, I was going to do this in a short, but seeing as I'm on this topic, is if you're a female and you're in gym and you get intimidated, I'm there majority of the time in the weight section, it's only myself, right? Most of the girls are either with their guys and they don't even train, which I don't understand, or they're on cardio, or they're faffing around. Oops. So you might feel intimidated. It was the other day that I was actually thinking about it while I had a client, and I looked around and I could see that she was nervous. And after it, she said, it's amazing how people respect you and, just make way for you. But she said, how do you work out when there's no one else there? There's one female that turned up, and she stayed a bit in the weight section and then she left. So I always look at how my clients may be feeling. And if you're a female, don't feel intimidated. If you're a male and you're overweight and you're not pushing as much weight as them, or if you're a male and you are very bulky, you can also feel a bit intimidated if you go into a gym that, is not power strength trainers. It's more like everyday people. Or if you're a slim guy who has extreme stamina and you actually lift, but your muscle mass is not necessarily showing it, because maybe it's the food you eat, maybe it's other elements that other people are taking, etc., etc. Don't feel intimidated. You've got strengths and you've got your weaknesses, same as the other person. and you're there for your time to build your physical well-being, all right? Anyway, I digress as usual, and I hope this was helpful. Please do like and subscribe, support the channel to grow. Let's make this channel grow. Let's have some lives. I did mention that I wanted to do a Q&A session of questions that I recently got at a network where I presented to an audience and I was taking questions, and I was thinking of actually doing that in a recording for you or in a live. If you'd be interested, let me know, because I will record that. I've said that before, but I wasn't sure because I've not had any feedback. So take care of yourselves, have an amazing day, and check out the other videos as well. Check out, there'll be the strength conditioning one in the description box below. Check out the other videos as well that are very helpful. Fill in the shady grey areas of what people say without actually being black and white in their coaching or in the facts or science. Take care and bye for now. I'm going to stop blabbing. See ya.